Okay, we're on Jet Street, living on Janette, and it's I had a few close run-ins with the ETs. Came and did a face-to-face. I woke up, passed out, all that, and more or less forgot about it. But this one, I didn't forget about. This one taught me a lot. This is the next experience, and there it is. This is one of them anyway, that I can remember. So, I go to bed at night, and it's like 1 o'clock. No, here it is. Okay, I know now. I remember now. As soon as I remember that, I remember the rest. The ETs came almost every night. So I ended up staying awake all night and sleeping all day. Plus I had to go to work during the day. So I sleep till I work, and then I wake up at like midnight and 10, 11, and I stay awake all night because I didn't want to deal with the face-to-face contacts anymore. Because they were coming every night, bam, bam, breaking me, and I couldn't deal with it. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, watch the playlist. Then, I was up all night, and finally they stopped, right? But this one night, one of the last things that happened, I was getting back to my normal routine. They weren't coming anymore. I laid down and went to bed at like 11. I was trying to get back to my normal routine because that routine was killing me. Because I had to change my whole sleep patterns because the ETs kept coming. And so I went to bed at like 12, 1 o'clock. And my spirit guide, the one that I'm hooked up to in my head, she goes to me out loud in my ear, "Your night's not over yet." I'm like, oh. That kind of scared the fuck out of me because it's like a bubble opened up in your ear. "Your night's not over yet." And her voice whispered in my ear. Sort of like a bubble opens up. "Your night's not over yet." So that gave me a little fucking heart attack. And I'm like, they're coming, aren't they? And I'm like, yeah, they're coming. Of course they're coming. So, I know how she does that. So that's not a big thing. It scared me because I wasn't ready for it. But anyway, so I knew she was doing it, my wife, my spirit wife. Anyway, so I'm laying there, and what the hell happened next? The ringing, the sound of crickets started far, far away. And I'm like, son of a bitch. Here they come. And I'm laying there and I'm listening. And I'm trying to fall asleep. And I'm like, you know what? I ain't laying here for 2 more hours. So wake me up when they come. That's what I told myself. I'm so fucking tired of this. Wake me up when the aliens come. And so I can hear it. A little bit of static in the back of my brain somewhere. I could hear it. Because I'm sleeping with earplugs. And then Jesus, watch my phone. I don't know, you go away. So, where was I? So I fell asleep. I woke up an hour later, and the crickets were really loud in my head. The sound of crickets, like my whole head was the sound of crickets, like. And that's what it sounds like. I feel the crickets and frogs. At night in the woods when you hear it, that's what it sounds like. So I'm like, well, fuck, here they come, right? And so I don't know what to do. I'm having my little panic attack, and I go, you know what? I'm gonna change the pattern because they're gonna come up to my face and break me, right? I don't want that, so I'm gonna get a pattern. So it got really loud, really close. Okay, I got up out of bed, I looked out the window, and I grabbed my camera, and my camera's an old FTB manual thing, right? Like from the 1910. or something. It was bad. Film camera. So I ran up to the door in the hallway. My bedroom was situated in the backyard, and the door was right. You go out in the hallway, and the door is right there beside my bedroom. So I opened up the door, and I'm looking in the sky, and the sound of crickets is really loud, and I'm looking, and I know that I can feel it, the big eye in the sky, I can feel it, and it's fucking staring at me, but I can't see anything, and it gets really close, and that's so fucking intense, I'm like, "Argh." and then it backs away, it starts backing away, and the sound starts going away, like, fast, so I know they're taking off, and they're going away, and I'm like, oh, I missed it, I didn't see nothing, shit. So I went back to bed, and I'm laying there, and and I can still hear the crickets. It's pretty loud, not real loud. And then all of a sudden, I start drifting out of sleep, and all of a sudden, the crickets start getting louder again. In my head, and they're coming again. But this time, I go, should I get my camera and go to the door? I go, oh, fuck it, why bother, right? And then this time, I just jumped out of my body. I didn't jump out my body. Yeah, I jumped out of my body. And I'm standing there. And I know I'm astral traveling. I go, wow. And I just ran off the wall to my window. Across from, right, my bed's here. And the window's right beside my bed. But I got like 5 feet between me and the window and a dresser, a little light thing. And, so I get up and I run through the wall, and I'm in the backyard, and I got my camera. But I'm astral traveling, so my camera's sitting in my bedroom. But in my astral travel, I got a camera, and it's getting loud, and it's coming close to the guy in the sky. Now I'm astral traveling, and I'm in the backyard, and I'm looking in the sky. I'm looking for the goddamn UFO. And I can feel it. It's like a big staring at me, staring right at my soul. And I'm looking. And I'm in the backyard, and it's getting really close. And finally I go, well, I'm exposed here. I gotta get down behind a tree or something. And there was no tree. So I ran over to this bush beside the fence. And I'm looking up in the sky, and I'm hiding under this bush with leaves on it and everything. And I'm hiding under it. And I'm looking at the sky, and I got my camera ready to snap whatever's there. If they decloak, I'll see the ship. And I go, well, and I don't see no ship, man. I don't see it. I'm like, fuck, it's piercing me. It's piercing my whole body. The staring of them. And it gets really intense. And then I fucking don't know what to do. I feel like I'm going to get abducted. And I get up. And as I get up, I sting my hand. I cut my hand on a rose thorn. Okay? It was a rose bush. And I didn't even know that fucking rose bush was there. So, and then I run back in my room. I run back right where I came, through the wall. I went right into the wall. The window and the wall. Smack! And I jumped in my body. And I jumped in my body. I got up. I woke up. And they're right there. And they're slowly going away. But they're not far. They're not far away. It's still ringing in my head. My head's still ringing. And this time, I grab my camera. And just in case. So I'm laying in my bed and I'm waiting to see what happens next. And I go, and I'm thinking, the whole time I'm thinking about the astral travel. I go, Jesus Christ, I just astral traveled in the backyard. Right? It's like I was too tired in my body to do it. But I wanted to do it. So I went and did it. Astral travel. And, that's what I reasoned in my head. As the ETs are still staring at me, but they're farther away. And I astral traveled out there, and I'm thinking about all this as I'm laying there anyway. Then, all of a sudden, the sound in my head starts getting louder and louder and louder again, and they're coming back. And I don't know what to do. And I'm like, oh, fuck, like, I have to go out there and take a look at this, right? So, I totally forgot about the astral travel thing. It's been like 10 minutes now. I totally forgot about the astral travel thing. I get out of bed. I reach over. I already have my camera because I had it in my hand to take a picture of the aliens beamed in my room or something like they did before or whatever. And I I got up out of bed and I snuck out my bedroom, down the hallway, and I opened the door a little bit, and I'm looking. This time I got the camera. And I'm looking like I did the first time, and this is physical now. And I'm looking, and I can feel them staring at me, and they're coming closer. And I go, I can't. I only got a limited view here through the crack of the door, so I have to go out in the yard and take a good look. Because they could be right there, they could be over there, and I only got this one little space to look through. And I go, I'm never going to get a picture of them, right? So I run out the fucking door. I run out the door into the backyard, and I'm exposed in the backyard. And I'm standing in the backyard. And I'm looking. All of a sudden, the eye goes, and it comes right, pierced into my chest, just like it did in the astral travel. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So I don't know what to do. So I run over to the fence where the bush is, and I hide behind the bush. Physically this time, at the same bush. And I'm hiding, and I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, I was just here dreaming this. I'm freaking out. The ETs are coming, and they're piercing my heart, and I'm freaking out. My heart's going, pow, 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 pow. And they're piercing at me, they're staring at me. It's like a big eye in the sky hunting. It's like I'm a rabbit being hunted. And I'm in the sky, and I'm like, they're going to fucking nail me. They're going to beat me up. They're going to be... It was like, they must have been like 100 yards away or less in the sky coming at me. But I can't see a goddamn thing, okay? So I'm seeing through my soul, you understand? I'm seeing through my soul and trying to understand it in the physical, but I don't know that yet. Well, I do a little bit, but not a lot. Then as I get really close and really powerful, and I freak out, man, I go, oh, I gotta get the fuck back in my room. I can't take it. So I get up and I cut my hand on the thorn. I'm like, oh, fuck. As I'm running, as I get up behind the bush, I cut my hand on the thorn, and I run to the door, and the ATs are like staring over top of me as I'm running, and I can't stand it. I hate that feeling, man. It's like you're a rabbit and you're going to get harpooned or shot or hunted. That feeling of being hunted. You can't get in the door fast enough. You can't get in there. It's going to grab you. Oh, fuck. So I got in the door, I ran back in, I jumped on my bed, and I looked at my hand because it was stinging like a son of a bitch, and I cut my whole hand up. Like a bunch of scrapes from the rose thorn. And then I realized, and then they started backing away, and I realized, I just happened to me. I did the same thing now as I just did in astral travel. I'm like, holy shit, that's crazy. But I didn't even know I did it. I did sort of. I had little things, but it's like I astral traveled it the first time they came. Then they backed off. Then I woke up and went and did it in reality. And the exact same thing happened. I was messed up. Then they left. And that was it for the night. And I'm laying there. The crickets are almost gone. The sound of the crickets in my head are almost gone. And I'm going, yeah, you're right. My night's not over. So my spirit guide. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Somebody's like, can you stop this? She goes, nope, you gotta learn. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. So that was really cool. That was cool. I never got a picture. And that was the next big. Other than them coming in my face every night to break my ego for like 2 weeks straight, I had to change my routine, my sleep patterns. And when they stopped coming, I started going back to my normal sleep pattern. And then they fucking came and nailed me. That's the truth. That's my experience. And then it only gets better from here. You don't even believe what comes up next. Crazy. So that was my experience. I think my sister was affected by it also. Because the next morning I woke up and she goes, you were up all night. And I go, well, fucking aliens made me. I had really no choice. She goes, yeah, me too. I felt them. And I'm like, yeah. She goes, I was up and paranoid in bed laying in bed all night. Like, I hear you running around. I go, you wouldn't believe my fucking name. I never did tell her what happened because she knows and I know, and so we don't got a lot to talk about, but wow. And plus, you can't really talk with a house full of girls and you're trying to keep the fucking secret. Well, 2 girls, 2 guys. Yeah. Oh, 3 girls. Yeah, 3 girls, 2 guys. So we just moved from place to place. We all, pitched in because we were all friends. Anyway, more to come on it. That's the next thing that happened to me.